Hey folks, this is Kelani. Welcome back to Fractals of the Mist. This time we're in the underground fractal. A lot of dredge here. This one's a little interesting as you've got a few puzzles to solve in the form of opening doors. Now there are several different puzzles, so we'll tackle them as we get to them. So if you were watching closely, you would have seen a closed door on the right at the bottom of this platform. We're going to go open that, and to do that we need to head up to the left and find the pressure plate. Now you need to stand on the pressure plate until everyone else in the group is through. Going to have a friend step on the pressure plate and keep that open so I can show you the other side. So for the folks who didn't use the first pressure plate, what you want to do is head through the door which was just opened, go through and head up the ramp on your right. Now up here there'll be another few mobs and another pressure plate. This pressure plate opens the next door and keeps the previous door open, so the person who did the first pressure plate can now regroup with the group, and anyone who isn't on the second pressure plate needs to head through into the next area. In that new area there will be two pressure plates, one on the right side as you enter the room and one on the left side as you enter the room. The one on the left keeps the door which you just walked through open, so the person who was on the second pressure plate can now rejoin you, and the right one opens the console which you will be using to open the next door. So let's have a look at that. So you can see both me and the ranger are using the console. It doesn't make it any quicker, it just means that if one of us is hit then someone isn't starting right from the start. You want to keep that right pressure plate down, protect the people who are using the console. It's quite a long channel, and you can't get hit during it. It's not too bad, Looks a lot worse, but with that done, you can then head straight through, and that's all these door puzzles done. So heading through this area, you'll have a couple mobs to take care of. They're not too bad, you just get rid of those and you're happily on your merry way. When you get to the end of this area, you'll notice there is one of two events. One will require you to destroy a door with mines which are dropped from the mobs around here, so you need to kill some of these, get the bombs, set them off near the door. It's not too bad. The other is getting dredge mining cannons. Now the mobs which drop these are right next to the door, so you kill the mob, pick up a mining cannon, mine away that door, and you're on to the first mini boss. Clear out any mobs which spawn. We had a large group spawn behind us, so be wary of that. Clear out any mobs which have spawned. You don't want a great deal in the fight when you're dealing with this mini boss, it can be troublesome at times. And then you'll be ready to start with the mini boss. This is Champion Rabsovich. It's not too difficult. Obviously he is immune to blind, but he also has a veteran dredge with him which will grant him a lot of buffs. You can do this one of two ways. You can either nuke down the veteran, or you can keep the veteran well away from the champion. If you're capable of doing so, that's probably the quicker way of doing it. If not, nuking the veteran's fine. He has a few typical dredge abilities, most notably the sonic wave attack, and he will also periodically channel a blocking stance. Now if you attack him while he's using this stance and your attack gets blocked, you'll get dazed, so just be wary of that. So as the champion dies, the little subterranean vessel will smash through the door and clear your way for the final boss. Continue on your journey, clear out any mobs through this path, and you'll eventually make it to the final boss. So this fight will either be with a legendary dredge mining suit or a legendary ice elemental. The fight's pretty much the same between them, there's only slight difference in the abilities they use. Both have a particularly nasty ranged attack which could catch you off guard if you're not paying attention, and obviously both hit quite hard. And obviously the whole red circle is bad rule of thumb still applies. So the main mechanic in this fight is pouring lava. You see me go and do that now over the ice elemental. Now you want it to be positioned on the ground just below it. The radius for the lava splash is quite large, but you don't want to miss one of these. You can see on the ground below a scorched area marks the rough It's only rough, but it marks a rough area for where you can basically hit the ice elemental with the lava. You want to chain these, so pull him around the room, kite him around the room, either in a circle or between two, depends what you prefer. Keeping this debuff, which you just saw, active. You see your damage goes crazy. This is the only way to defeat this boss. Sure, you could stay here for about 3 hours and pick away at him slowly, but who really wants to pick at ice for 3 hours? So remember to keep the debuff superheated active. Remember to avoid any unnecessary damage. Try to kite as best as possible. Tanking him probably isn't ideal. Either have someone who's confident with using the lava up top, or rotate so the pressure isn't always on one person. I know it can get really frustrating sometimes, but try and have fun with it. I really enjoyed this fight. It's such a interesting mechanic, and if you've got someone who can happily sort the lava, it goes by so smoothly. It can take a while if it takes a few attempts to get the lava debuff on there, but there's not too much to worry about. Well, that's all for the Underground Fractal. Thanks for watching, folks, and as always, I'll see you next time.